Hello everyone, and welcome to Molehill Mountain, episode 189. Andrew Eisen here. Hope you're having a lovely day, week. Hope everything's lovely. My week kind of sucked. But today I watched like 6 episodes of Gem and the Hologram, so today, not so bad. Pretty good day. For those that don't know, although I have such a small audience, I have a hard time believing you don't know. Hey, Icy. I'm doing a video called A Middle-Aged Man Watches Gem and the Holograms, in which it's essentially a video diary of my watching Gem and the Holograms, so give that a look. People seem to be enjoying it. And if you'd like to watch along with me, Gem and the Holograms is streaming on Tubi, so join in the fun. So last week, on my game stream, I played Shantae, the Friends to the End DLC. And the bit I stopped at a particularly tough platforming challenge in which I wasn't sure what the game wanted me to do in order to complete said challenge. Well, I figured it out. And it requires some pretty fancy footwork. So, your character, the one you need to use to get past this platforming challenge. So here's the setup. Platform, and platform way over here, and a crumbly block in the middle. Now you can get to the crumbly block, but it crumbles as soon as you stand on it, so you can't stand on it for very long, but you can't jump all the way to the further platform. Now one of your characters, Sky, has the ability to throw an egg and hit a button and it will hatch into a bird platform that you can stand on. So what you have to do is you have to jump to the crumbly platform, throw an egg, and immediately jump off of the platform before it crumbles, following the egg through the air, and hit the button to get it to turn into a platform to land on it. And then you can jump to the next platform. Cool. That's not a mechanic the game actually teaches you, and that's a pretty technically complicated. I mean, that's kind of like bomb jumping in Metroid. It feels like something you can do, but the game would never really require of you through the main path. Icy says I should do another Bugs and Glitches video on either Shantae or another Lego game. I stopped playing the Lego games years ago because Traveler's Tale stopped releasing full Lego games. So I haven't played one in, I think, Star Wars Force Awakens or maybe Jurassic World collection were the ones I last played. So it's been several years. But yeah, the glitch video was fun, but I normally only see like 1 or 2 glitches in a game. What made the Lego video so fun is it was just chock full of damn glitches. I mean, the video's 10 minutes long, and that was like only half of the glitches I actually found. So sometimes, you know, if I find something particularly funny, I'll make a video about it. Like I did a video on a weird like 2 glitches I found in The Last of Us. And if you watched my game stream a couple weeks back when I did Enslaved Odyssey to the West, East, whichever direction it goes, found a bug in there that I had to isolate that bit and release it as its own video. But yeah, I mean, if I do come across a game that has that many amusing bugs, I'll probably make another similar video. Anyway, Shantae, good game. I was actually nearly at the end. That's, I think, the last level. Then each of the 3 characters gets their own platforming specific level, which really tests your might, so to speak, as far as platforming challenges go, and Sky's is actually pretty tough. And then you have a final confrontation with Nega Shantae, and that's the end of the game. Pretty good game. It was fun. Short, it's only like 3 or 4 hours, but fun game. I liked it. So, the ESRB this week... Oh, and hello, Chaos. I see you there in the chat. So the ESRB this week rated Cyberpunk 2077. It's rated M. So I read the rating summary, And here's a portion of it. It says players can select a gender and customize their character. Customization can include depictions of breasts, buttocks, and genitalia, as well as various sizes and combinations of genitals. Now, Cyberpunk 2077 takes place in a future where human augmentation is a thing. So you can like replace your eyeballs with cybernetic implants so you can see through walls. You can replace your hands with guns and swords and stuff. So I'm thinking, if I can select any size and combination of genitalia, can I also replace it with a gun? Because I wasn't really feeling Cyberpunk 2077 so far. It doesn't look bad or anything, but nothing about it has really been calling to me. But if I can create a character with all the genitalia and then replace all the genitalia with guns, I'm in. I'm gonna have a crotch cannon and boob machine guns and butt rockets just like Astro Boy. Give me that, CD Projekt Red, and you can have my money. That sounds amazing. Oh, and there's also like blood and intense violence and gore and nudity and strong language and strong sexual content and the use of drugs and alcohol, which means the game is very mature. So, anyway, we'll see what happens with the game. Sounds fun. What's next on the list? Okay, so I've been playing through Dragon Quest XI. And Dragon Quest XI's post-game is less post-game and more rest of the game. It actually does have a solid ending, but if you want to keep playing, you can. There's plenty to do. If you didn't save the world hard enough, oh, you can save it harder. We're going to save the hell out of this world in the post-game. So there's one post-game boss, which is two golden enemies, golems or something. And the trick is it says you have to defeat him with this specific skill, which is something that's common throughout the game. Special side quests will be, go defeat this enemy with this skill. It's like, okay. So, the particular skill I needed required two of my people in my party to be pepped up, which is essentially after a certain number of turns, like 15 to 20 turns, your character does the Dragon Ball Z, and they go all power over 9,000, and you can use their pep moves. So I go in there, I fight the bosses, and I get them down to low health, and I'm about to use the pep move to kill them when they start busting out stagger attacks. They essentially stomp the ground hard enough to knock some of my characters on their butts. Well, when my characters are on their butts, they can't use their pep powers. And they kept doing this to the point where both of my characters just ran out of pep before both of them could stand up. So I failed, and I had to redo the fight. So I go back in, and I finally I forget what I was doing. I put some status ailment protection on my peoples. I do the move, only to find out that I didn't read the fine print and didn't realize this move only hits one enemy at a time. So I hit one enemy, and that enemy dies, and, well, I don't have time to... The other enemy's nearly dead, so I'm not going to get pepped up again, so fail. So I try it again. I kill one enemy, I use the special move to kill the second enemy, and I find out that the fine print once again said, no. You have to use it to kill both enemies individually. Not just one of them, not just the last one, not just win the fight with this. No, both enemies have to be defeated with this particular power. Okay, so I start the fight again. So I have both enemies at low health. I have my dudes ready to go. I get the superpower, and I go to kill one enemy, and it misses. It missed. Now, I do have a limited use item. They're very, very rare, but that can instantly pep a person. But I only had one, because I was going to defeat the one enemy, then pep up and defeat the other. Well, the damn attack missed. So I had to start again. So I go in there, defeat one enemy with the pep power, and then I go and use my pep thing, and my character just immediately uses it. I selected the item, and I was expecting it to ask, which person would you like to use this item on? You know, like it does for all the rest of the items. Nope, the character who didn't need it instantly consumed it. I'm like, no! No, you son of a... No! So I started it again, and I won this time. But I also realized that both characters did not have to be pepped at the same time. Only one did. I guess the moral of the story is, like, read the fine print, which... I mean, I could say I don't think the fine print was very clear. Maybe, or maybe I just wasn't paying close enough attention, but good God. I spent all evening on that stupid fight because I kept screwing it up. Oh, Icy's talking. Let's see. Bugs and glitches on Star Wars, Lego Star Wars 2. Not sure which one that would be. Has a few bugs and glitches. All of the Traveler's Tale Lego games have lots of bugs and glitches. I don't know which one Lego Star Wars 2 is. I'm guessing the original trilogy, because I think the first one was the prequel trilogy and the second one was the original trilogy. Well, unfortunately, I played that years ago, like 10 years ago or whenever it came out, so already played it, not going to go back to it. I love that you really enjoy my glitch video and would like to see more, but I almost never replay games, and I'm certainly not going to take the time to replay a game, you know, spend dozens and dozens of hours playing through a game trying to gather footage for glitches. So I'm not going to do that, but I certainly appreciate, love the fact that you really enjoy that video. But I definitely will do more glitch videos if I happen to come across a game that I feel warrants it. So also this week, another NetherRealm announced an expansion for Mortal Kombat. And so 3 new characters. I think they said Shiva, who had a small appearance in the base game, and I really liked her design. I was like, oh man, I hope she's playable at some point. She is, and it's great because she looks cool. Jin, Raiden's brother, the Wind God dude, we haven't seen since like 4, or well, maybe Armageddon or something like that. And RoboCop, who's probably not in the story. He's probably just an extra character. And when they introduced him in the trailer, I said, "Oh, that's a shame. They couldn't get Peter Weller to do the voice." I mean, that's kind of surprising because Peter Weller just did RoboCop in a series of KFC commercials a year ago. And then I found out that no, that's apparently actually him. It just doesn't sound anything like him. I don't know if it's just a weird clip or I've got wax in my ears. Icy asks, do I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla is going to be a success or flop? It's Assassin's Creed. It'll be fine. I think it'll be a success because they all are. I mean, it may sell even if it sells less than normal, those games still routinely ship multiple millions of copies. So yeah, it'll be fine, even if it sucks, which it probably won't. It'll probably be a good game. But we'll be talking about Valhalla here in the second half of the podcast. So Mortal Kombat 11 expansion is like pardon me, it's like $40 for extra story stuff, 3 new characters, which seems a bit steep. But for $60 you get the entire base game plus all of the DLC plus all this new expansion stuff, which that's a pretty good deal for anyone who doesn't have the base game. But man, if I bought the game at launch and then bought the DLC, I might be a little irritated, even though what I was paying for was the opportunity to play it for the last year. But I don't know, NetherRealm maybe might have wanted to reconsider those prices, because they really devalued the base game with that one. So, I mean, I'm not buying the game anyway. It doesn't affect me, but still, RoboCop's cool, and I'm glad it's Peter Weller, and I hope that was just one awkward-sounding voice clip, because I was like, oh, they didn't get Peter Weller. Which, I mean, they didn't get Schwarzenegger to voice the Terminator. So I was thinking, oh, they just suck at sound-alikes, because the guy doing the Terminator's not good at all. All due respect to whoever that actor is, but it's... the impression is not very good, nor is the performance. So hopefully RoboCop is better. Alright. Xbox Series X. First look was earlier this week, and it was touted as showing off gameplay. So if you browse Xbox Twitter, you'll find a bunch of posts saying, hey, it's time for your first look at next-gen gameplay from our development partners with Xbox Series X. And if you look at Ubisoft, you'll see stuff like, don't miss the Inside Xbox thing tomorrow. Tune in and catch Assassin's Creed Valhalla first look gameplay. Whee! There's no we, but I feel the we is implied. Even the video on YouTube is titled Inside Xbox Presents First Look Xbox Series X Gameplay. The description reads, it's time for your first look at next-gen gameplay from our global development partners with the Xbox Series X. Well, okay then. So, hey, let's watch it together and witness all of this gameplay. I can't wait to see Xbox Series X gameplay. I can't wait to see the gameplay of the next generation of consoles. Oh boy, I'm excited. Now, I skipped the first bit where talking heads are heads that are talking. And they're saying, hey, Xbox is cool and we've got great stuff and we'll show you more from our first parties in July. Until then, enjoy the gameplay we're going to show you. So let's watch some gameplay. I'm in the mood for gameplay. Are you in the mood for gameplay? Let's watch some games and play them, or watch them being played, these games that we'll watch gameplay for. So here's the first one. It's bright. I turned off the sound because I don't want to get copyright claimed, and I'm going to talk over the whole thing anyway. Oh, what's that say at the top? What's that say at the top? Game and console in development. Okay, that's true. In-engine... hang on. There we go. In-engine footage representative of expected Xbox Series X visual quality. Well, wait a minute. This is in-engine footage that's only representative of expected visual quality? So is this engine not running on hardware? On the Xbox hardware? Huh. Okay. So we've got, hey, it's gameplay. Look, that's gameplay. We've got a first-person shooter, shooting in first person. It looks pretty. So this is Bright Memory Infinite, I believe it's called, which is funny because you could buy this right now on Steam. Bright Memory, it's already out. It's also made by a very, very small team of like one dude with some contractors, I think. So that's pretty impressive. We've got hand-to-hand combat too, some melee stuff, just a lot of crap floating around. We've got a grapple hook. It's one issue I take with it is the contrast is not very good. Anytime the player throws out the grapple, it's never clear to me what the hell they're grappling until they go flying towards it. I'm like, oh, it's a walkway on the side of a house. Wasn't sure what you were grappling there. So yeah, it's fine. Looks fine. And there's no transition here. It's just instantly into the car, but that's probably just a trailer cut. You know. So we've got gunplay, we've got swords, we've got car chases. Okay. And we've got some nice uninterrupted gameplay here. I mean, this may only be a representation of what it's expected to look like visually, but okay, you know, that could be cool. Hi, Damon Baker, head of Xbox Global Portfolio thingy. You're talking about gameplay or something. I don't know what he's talking about. I can't hear him. Oh, hey, what's this little bit say at the bottom here? Stay tuned for the world premiere of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. Ooh, how exciting. The gameplay that we didn't get to see in the 4-minute pre-rendered CG trailer that Ubisoft released last week, but that was okay. That was just to set the tone and the mood and the visual look of the aesthetic and to show off that it was Vikings this time. Now we get to see gameplay, and they're promoting it right in the middle here, saying, stay tuned, we're going to show you some gameplay. Alright, but first, let's watch some more gameplay. World premiere of gameplay. Oh, what's that say at the bottom? Captured in engine game and console development footage representative of expected Xbox Series X gameplay. So this is representative not of expected visuals, but of gameplay. Okay, so everything we watch here is what they're expecting the gameplay to be like. Okay, so the game is going to be full of really close camera angles and quick cuts and then zoom outs to somewhere else. That looks like it's going to be really hard to play if it's constantly moving around like that. I don't know, this constant changing camera looks like it would make the game completely unplayable. Now, I'm being really picky here, but it's a racing game. It's clearly a racing game. We are shown a couple first-person shots and a few shots from what would normally be, the in-game chase cam. But this is typically the way racing games are sold, so I'm not that annoyed by it because, I mean, what else are you going to do to advertise a racing game? Just show the actual gameplay where you just drive in a circle over and over? If you can't tell, I don't care for racing games. They bore the hell out of me. But, hey, there's a racing game. Looks like dirt. Bold name. Bold name. Next. Alright, expected of Xbox Series X visual quality. So, this is what we expect it to look like. Okay, we've got meaty person. We've got some very H.R. Geiger looking stuff. We've got some very H.R. Geiger looking stuff. Well, we're 30 seconds in. Can you tell me what this gameplay's like? I mean, we could probably intuit it's a scary game, probably an M-rated game. But is it a RPG? Is it an adventure? Platformer? Brawler? First person? Third person? Horror? Psychological thriller? Is it more action-oriented, like, say, Evil Within, or is it more cinematic and story-driven, like, can't remember what the hell the name of the game is, Man of Median or something, or Hope Falls, or what was the first one? The kids in the camp were essentially just quick time events. So, there's no gameplay here, which, if a game is early, it might not have any gameplay to show, but do you have any idea what the hell the game is, what genre it is, how it might play, what it's about? No? Nothing? Absolutely nothing. They have nothing to show. I do like this eyeball opening up, because Kersplunk. That was a Scorn. Okay. Well, that tells me literally nothing about the game other than it's got an H.R. Geiger aesthetic. Well, maybe this next one will be better, and they'll actually give you a hint as to what the game might play like. Expected Xbox Series X gameplay. They all say that, by the way. Space. Person. Okay, so we've got... Okay, so here it looks like some gameplay. We've got ships flying through stuff. We've got a person. We've got a rip-off of the area in Astral Chain. We've got woman staring at a spacecraft in the Astral Chain dimension thing. And they seem a lot more interested in showing a close-up of this woman's face than, gameplay. No, there's some. You're in a ship, you shoot things. Okay. So, alright. I mean, I think she's neat looking, but she's not, like, that neat looking. I feel like maybe you want to sell a game on the gameplay more than how neat your character looks. But I mean, Corvus, Rise as one. At the very least, we can say, okay, you fly a spaceship and you shoot things. So I don't know why 65% of that trailer was a close-up of one woman's face, because that's not very interesting to me. Okay, Madden 21. Why show you the game when we could show you someone else talking about the game? That's live action footage. I don't know who this guy is. I bet he's very famous, and if you care about football, you know who this is. He's not wearing pants. None of us are wearing pants, but if you're going to do the teleconference from home, make sure the bottom of the camera cuts you off before the waist, because, it's a little unprofessional. Simple beginnings. Hey, remember back in... God, I don't even remember what generation it was, but remember when Microsoft or whoever it was showed footage of Madden and it was completely fake? Those were good old days. Ubisoft does that all the time. They'll show, oh no, this is absolutely what the game looks like. No, it isn't. Okay, so that's definitely not what the game looks like, or rather, what it looks like when you're playing it. These are, staged camera stuff. But again, it's Madden football. There's 21 of them, or that's a year, one or the other. Yeah, some games I'll cut some slack in how they present them, because it's like it's Madden. What do you want? It's another football game. Dude, you're wearing your hat backwards. Don't know if you know, but it goes the other way around. It's pro tip. This video here, this stream, watched nearly 1.2 million times. I feel sorry for whoever this woman is. Sarah Bond. Bond. Sarah Bond. Because keep an eye on her right about around her necklace. It's happening. It's happening. I can imagine the person directing this presentation was like, Sarah, you're a wonderful person, but nobody cares. Let's slap on, stay tuned for the world premiere of Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. I can't wait to see this Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. Pro tip, if you make a 30-minute presentation and you have to put in a title card 10 minutes in that says, please stay tuned for something interesting, you've really screwed up the pacing of your presentation. So let's scoot forward a little bit. There we go. Okay, so here is, I'm going to spoil it for you. This is Vampire the Masquerade, and I am shocked at how horrible it looks, especially since most of it's pre-rendered. I mean, I like the idea of it. I like the tone it's striking, but this is, for next generation now, this is some of the worst character modeling and animation I have ever seen. Look at that. That looks terrible. The modeling is terrible. The animation is terrible. This is embarrassingly bad. I am utterly stunned that they released this. I am flabbergasted at how utterly horrible that looks. Now, the outside environment here, this looks fine. The characters look fine from a distance, but up close, whoo, boy. Look at this woman's hair. Look at that. That's terrible. That is... Look at this guy's animation. He's not even touching his thigh. Watch this wipe here. There's no streak. It just disappears. Wow. I mean, either they just started and only had a couple minutes to throw this together, or this is bad by current standards. Just looks really bad. I am shocked. Also, we're getting almost no gameplay here. But again, Vampire the Masquerade, if you know what the series is, you know what the game is. So, you know, if a woman winks at you and her eyes are glowing, yellow or purple, go for it, because, you know, maybe you'll be okay. So, little quick cuts of gameplay here, some in-game stuff. But wow, does that needs some work. Ha, man, oh man. That's embarrassing. And that's very rude to say, but wow. Looked really bad. Alright, world premiere. Expected gameplay. Okay, so this one, they don't... color! Look, color! It's not all dark and gloomy and broody and M-rated. I mean, it may be M-rated, but we've got some color and contrast here. It looks kind of like, you know, the Campo Santo stuff, you know, Firewatch. So we've got a pleasant tropical environment. Again, it's a trailer where you just kind of have to guess as to what the gameplay might be. Like, I guess you're stranded somewhere and you have to survive before you turn into a fish. Maybe. I mean, you can really only guess because the gameplay trailer doesn't really make it clear what the game is, which is, again, in my very humble opinion, an odd choice for a video game trailer. So here's the turn into a fish part. Look at the hands. Uh-oh, turning into a fish. So... I just feel like I shouldn't have to guess what the hell your game's about. It might just be me. At least that one was visually interesting, comparatively speaking. Expected Xbox Series gameplay. Okay. So this is definitely not in-game. So we've got Blade Runner / Cyberpunk 2077-esque future place. Okay, it's a big future place. And And okay, we've got the settings, so what's the game? Anything? No, just random people. Yeah, there's a futuristic city. There's people in it. What's the game? Don't know. Oh, okay, it's a twin stick shooter. All right. Hey, gameplay. Uh huh. Okay, cool. Twin stick shooter. Well, at least we know what this one is now. Looks alright. See, this is an okay way to do a trailer. I mean, the first half is, setting up scope and tone and atmosphere, and then the second half is, here's what the gameplay's like. It's a twin stick shooter. Go for it. Alright. Fair enough. I mean, not really blowing me out of my chair, but, hey, twin stick shooters are fun. Okay, pregnant person. Demon baby. I mean, you have to assume. Oh, yep. Things are not going good for mom here. So we've got another game with a very desaturated, nearly monochromatic color palette. Very dark, very moody, like nearly every other game we've seen so far. No idea what genre it is, how it plays, what's going on with Stigmata Mom here. I mean, so far you are like, oh my gosh, I want to play this. No, of course you don't. No one does, because they haven't shown anything being played. I mean, you may be interested in the story, sure, but this is supposedly a video game, not a movie, so... Oh. The Medium. Okay. Bloober. I like that team name, Bloober. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, I think he says it's something like a psychological horror game, and they show a little bit of footage here, representative of gameplay. So, I guess you wander around spooky environments and... I don't know, but you wander around spooky environments. Is it puzzly? Are there monsters? There could be. She seems to be scared by something. I mean, it's got atmosphere. I'm glad they showed us a little bit, but again... Well, I mean, the system doesn't come out to the fall, but I'm not sold on whatever that was because I don't know what it is. So, here's what I feel is the most interesting game of the bunch, because it's actually clearly a game, representative of gameplay. And Bamco here seems to really like Astral Chain. Because... look at this aesthetic. This is almost exactly Astral Chain. Although I do like these bouquet of flowers with legs enemies. I think that's a fun design. I like the character design. I think they look neat, but... I have to wonder if last year Bandai Namco's working on this game and Astral Chain gets debuts and they're like, oh no, our game's not coming out for a year and a half. It's going to look like we ripped them off. Now, I'm not saying that Bamco's ripping off Platinum for Astral Chain, but wow, I mean this. You could totally slap Astral Chain 2 on this. I don't think anybody would notice. A little bit of Code Vein in there too, but mostly Astral Chain. I mean, holy crap! This looks like it takes place in the same universe, honestly. but it also actually looks like a video game. So, to me, this is the most interesting game of the bunch. It looks like a fun little action beat-em-up game with some neat character design and cool, colorful graphics. So, game of the presentation for me. Scarlet Nexus. I mean, think about it. If they just said Astral Chain : Scarlet Nexus, you would have no idea. Alright, what do we got next? Okay, it's a first-person shooter. That's good. Right out the bat, we get what we have an idea of what we're getting into. It's an environment with trees and rocks and dinosaurs in big open spaces. First-person shooter. It's Turok. Okay, it's cooperative Turok. Cool. Cooperative first-person shooter with dinosaurs. That's a pitch. This is a fine trailer. Who doesn't like dinosaurs and shooting them? Are we going to have a T-Rex? Are we going to have a giant dinosaur? Close out with a giant dinosaur. Yeah, it's stomping towards the camera. I would have let that go for another 20 frames at least, but... Okay. What's next? Xbox peoples. The Yakuza series of games are very good. Get on them. Don't pay too much attention to this particular trailer, because this particular trailer, if you don't know what Yakuza is, does not sell the game very well. Specifically does not sell Yakuza 7, because although it's not apparent by this trailer at all, Yakuza 7 moves away from the brawler that is almost all of the Yakuza games to a turn-based RPG fighting system. You wouldn't know that by watching this trailer, and while there are some indications about how goofy this game is, I don't feel this is a very good trailer. It just makes it look like a... In fact, it's hard to tell from this trailer what kind of a game it is, because the majority of it is cutscenes. Seriously, there's been no gameplay so far. That little bit where he's tapping his phone is actually a special move. So it's essentially a summon. Yep, it's all story cutscene stuff. Those are a couple special moves in fights, but again, there's almost no gameplay here. So I'm glad that Xbox players are going to get more Yakuza, because everyone should have more Yakuza in their life. But I really wish. Hello, Nagoshi-san. I really wish they cut better trailers for it. Don't be afraid of what the Yakuza games are. The Yakuza games are as popular as they are because they are what they are. Stop trying to hide what they are. Stop it. They're great. Stop hiding their greatness. Oh, hey, there's a clip of gameplay. See, that's gameplay, but they're hiding the whole fact that this is a turn-based RPG. Yakuza games are great. I can't vouch for 7, of course. It's not out yet. Well, it's out in Japan, but I've not played it yet. If I did, I wouldn't understand a lick of it. Well, I'd understand a little bit, but not enough. Hi, Damon! What's up, buddy? Don't care. Oh, you're talking about, here's the gameplay. We're gonna get to... Let's skip ahead here. He's talking about, Let's check out that much-touted Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. This is what we've been waiting for. The gameplay of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Let's watch this gameplay. I'm excited for the gameplay. Any minute now. We're going to get so much gameplay. Gonna be more gameplay than we can handle. Just any time now. Any minute now, gonna get some gameplay. Gonna get some gameplay up in this here gameplay trailer. Because, I mean, what kind of duplicitous asshole would spend all week advertising a gameplay trailer with no gameplay in it? I mean, who would do that? Ubisoft? Who would do that? Xbox? Who would do that? Still waiting for gameplay. Yep. Yep. Still waiting for gameplay. Still waiting for gameplay. And no gameplay. So, that's the, that's it. That is the Xbox. There was some more chat between Damon and some of the other people afterwards, but yeah, that was it. That, in my supremely humble opinion, was quite the dud of a first look event. In addition to almost no gameplay for any of the games, most of the trailers didn't make it clear what the game even was. And the ones that did were not hugely exciting. I mean, there's a co-op shooty game with dinosaurs. That could be fun, but it looked fairly generic. I mean, you tell me, did that one grab anyone? There's a twin stick shooter that takes place in a cyberpunk environment. Looks nice. That really grab anyone? Make you go, ooh, I must have an Xbox. I must drop hundreds of dollars on a new console to play this twin stick shooter. And the game where you shoot dinosaurs. There's the game that looks almost exactly like Astral Chain. That could be cool. Could be. And there's a racing game. I mean, what can you say about racing games? It's a racing game. You drive around in a circle. There's a Madden game. It's football. What can you say about that? It's football. You play football. So we can take away that this is what some of the games might look like and might play like on the Xbox Series X. Notice they all had a disclaimer that this was they were all in-engine. The engine's not running on the Xbox Series X, but it is in-engine. And that counts, right? I mean, it's totally fair if the game footage is captured in-engine, even if the engine, won't run on the hardware. Still, it was in-engine. An engine that won't run on the hardware, but, it's what we expect it to look like. It's what we expect it to play like. This presentation sucked, Microsoft, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Luckily, there's lots of months between now and the fall, so plenty of time for course correction. Also, Microsoft, Ubisoft, you outright lied to us. That's a lie. I know you probably don't care, because, as I pointed out to Icy Lady earlier in the podcast, the game's going to sell regardless. You know that you can lie to us and you will still sell your game. You know that because you lie a lot and it's never mattered sales-wise. I mean, you lied about Watch Dogs back when that first premiered. That presentation was a complete and utter lie. Didn't matter. That game did well enough to merit 2 sequels. So, yeah, I guess truth just doesn't really matter, because while we gamers may be upset that you lied to us, you outright, flat out, blatantly lied. And yeah, this isn't the biggest deal in the world. I mean, okay, we weren't honest about showing gameplay. nobody died. And that's true. This is not the biggest lie in the world. It's not the biggest deal in the world. But if you're willing to lie about something so small, so petty, so completely unnecessary, well, what else are you willing to lie about? You're also the company that constantly says there's no politics in your very politically driven games. So, liars and cowards. But, gotta admit, broadly, your games are pretty good. I enjoy them. I'm not into Assassin's Creed specifically, but I have what is it? Mario versus Rabbids Mushroom Kingdom Battle. That was good, like that. I played the first Splinter Cell. I thought it was pretty decent. Beyond Good and Evil is one of my favorites. Can't say the sequel looks very good, but fingers crossed. I've really enjoyed the Prince of Persia games. You make good games, Ubisoft. I just wish you were a better company. I wish you didn't flat out lie to us. I wish when you lied to us, there were consequences for doing so that you would learn not to do that. I wish you didn't have to face consequences in order to learn not to lie to us about really dumb shit like this. Because it's insulting. Don't do that. Just, don't. When you're sitting around in your boardrooms and saying, hey, let's lie about the contents of the trailer that we're going to release. Like, did no one in the room, put up their hand and say, how about we don't do that? I mean, we could alternatively, we could promote a gameplay trailer and release a trailer with gameplay in it, or we could market it as a story trailer instead of a gameplay trailer. We could do one of those two things instead of the deliberately dishonest one. We don't have to do that. There's literally no reason to do that. There's literally no upside to doing that. The only thing we will accomplish is ruffling the feathers of sensitive dorks on YouTube. And that gets us nothing. Hi, Colin. Am I excited for Cyberpunk 2077? If I can replace all of my genitals with weapons, yes. We already know that you can replace body parts with weapons. We already know you can have all forms of genitalia. So you can have a penis, you can have breasts, and everyone gets a butt. And if I can have all of that and I can replace all of it with weaponry, yeah, you've sold me. I get a crotch rocket, boob machine guns, and a butt cannon. That sounds amazing to me. And if I can't have that, then I'm not interested. Harumph. But yeah, I'm actually serious about that. If I get all the genitalia and can graft guns onto it, that excites me. But so far, I do like the way CD Projekt Red has generally been marketing the game with actual gameplay. They're like, hey, this is a hard game to encapsulate in a 2-minute trailer. So here's 20 minutes of us just playing through the game. I like the way they do that. Granted, so far, I think it looks neat, and I've been more interested in, wandering around the world of Cyberpunk 2077 than I actually have been playing through the game of Cyberpunk 2077, if that makes sense. The game hasn't turned me off, but it hasn't really turned me on, so to speak. I haven't seen anything yet that says, ooh, sold. But everything I've seen so far is, that looks neat. But yeah, if I can replace my genitals with heavy weaponry, that makes me happy. So yeah. But I still feel that the Xbox, Microsoft, kind of just fell flat on its face with its first Xbox thing, because they didn't really do anything to sell. Well, I can only speak for myself, but they didn't do anything to sell me on the Xbox Series X. There was nothing there that said this is why you need to drop multiple hundreds of dollars for a new console. I mean, they didn't even do the weird tech demo-y thing like, here's... well, they wouldn't because this Spider-Man was Sony, but imagine if they had, Spider-Man, the Spider-Man game from a year or so ago. And they're like, hey, you remember in Spider-Man where you fast travel and there are those little cute interstitial cutscenes with Spidey riding the subway and such? The Xbox Series X, so damn fast you won't even see those cutscenes. And then they show it. Mass Effect. Hey, remember the elevator? That's actually Microsoft. Hey, remember the elevators? Well, the Xbox... Here's Mass Effect running on the Xbox Series X. Boom, insta-elevator. Here's us sitting in the main menu. Let's start the game. Boom, instantly in the game. No 30 seconds loading in the game. They didn't do anything like that. Some of the footage looked nice. Most of it wasn't gameplay, and all of it was prefixed with, this isn't running on the Xbox. So there was nothing there that says this is why you want an Xbox, even if you're interested in the dinosaur shooty game. Colin says Insomniac did good with the Xbox One exclusive Sunset Overdrive. Didn't play it, but yeah, looked cool. Pardon me. Okay, so we are approaching... hello, Adam. I am fine, thank you. So we're approaching 8 o'clock. I think we're about done for tonight. I am through my list of topics. So tomorrow, we will be playing another game. I'll be streaming it here on my YouTube channel, also on my Twitch channel, noon Pacific Standard Time. And tomorrow, we will be playing... Shoot, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Sorry. Shadow Warrior. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll be playing Shadow Warrior, the newer one, the from 2013, the slightly less racist one. I played the prologue, and it doesn't seem to be as offensively bad as the first one. So it's we'll see. I haven't played through the game, so we'll see. But if you're interested, join me tomorrow for a little couple hours of Shadow Warrior. So that'll be fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for spending time with me tonight, listening to me rant about how much I did not like Microsoft's Xbox Series X presentation. And hopefully see you tomorrow, noon Pacific Standard Time, for some Shadow Warrior. Take care, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.